Meh. Oh man. Such a job this is. Morning commute. Waiting patiently. No rush, Casey. We've got all day. What is up, you beautiful farmers? It's your boy Carl. Welcome back to the channel. This little unit cup. Nah, it's just a normal cup with a unit sticker on it. Get your way in there, boy. Get your way in. Move over in the bed. So lambing is more or less in full swing, really. Just a time when you're not making much money, but the lambs are plopping out and you have to save as many of them as you can. Lambs and ewes. Check them as often as you can, within reason. We try to set it up that we have sheep and rams that are as easy lambed off as possible. Try to have as least amount of problems as possible, but you're still going to have some problems. You're still going to have lambing difficulty, the odd lamb bed out, all that kind of stuff. Right, I'm going to crack into it. We'll go into the first field and see what's going on. I'm going into this field with a cup of tea, and that is one way to make sure that I'll have to drop this and go catch something. We're in some spot too. When I look at it in the camera, they're right in front of Ben Mulvin. Look at it. Big Ben himself. Unbelievable. So lucky to live where we live, like. Such a job this is. Morning commute. Not too much to actually report here. There's still 2 sheep have lambed here. We seen these yesterday. Now, you that are sheep farmers, experienced and non-experienced, see what you think of this case, right? So, I'll lay it up for you. Basically, you have 2 sheep here. They're both going to have pairs. But we came upon them yesterday. It was actually Dad came up and checked these. He came upon one ewe with 3 lambs. This one here, and then this ewe over here with 1 lamb. So you think 2 scanned for pairs, 1 with 3, 1 with 1, one of them robbed one. That's your go-to, what you think of. That's the first thing. As you can see here, there are 3 horned lambs and they look very alike. And actually look at that, one is a bit bigger than the other. Than the other 2, so maybe that one belongs to this ewe. Anyway, that's 3 horned lambs. Then you have this ewe over here with 1 shepherd on her own. So if the one with 3 robbed one, then that means this ewe had a shepherd and a horned lamb. It's not awfully common, but it does happen though. It does happen. It could well have been a case that this one lambed first. We didn't maybe spot her. She could have been lambed today or whatever. This is probably what happened. So this, we're left with the dilemma. The first 2 sheep in this field, we've got 1 with 3 and we've got 1 with 1. So that's the choice of it. They've been like that for a day now, and the 3 are happy out, like, so we're gonna just, like, we weren't fully sure. We thought maybe she had a triplet, maybe the fox took one off the shepherd, just because they're different breeds, and the horned lambs look like they're an item. When they were lying down, they all look like they were together. They were part of the one. But now that I actually see them, there is one that's a bit bigger. Is it one? Is a bit? I think one is a bit bigger than the other 2. And then this lamb is a decent enough sized lamb, shepherd lamb over here. So what is more likely to be the case is that that one just robbed that one. So yeah, interesting case. Like, would throw you off a bit the fact that they're different breeds of lambs, but at the same time, we could have had 2 or 3 of those last year, just around here, where they'd have 1 shepherd and 1 horny, like. It's an interesting one. the one I was thinking about just there, but or just I was thinking about her. I sound Welsh now. She was down in the corner there. I was just wondering what the story is. For people who aren't that experienced with sheep, if a sheep is away on her own, that's a sign that something's going on, like either she's sick or she's about to lamb, something like that. So yeah, most of the people who are farmers here will know what I'm on about, but yeah, it's good to appeal to all audiences. Sometimes people watch these vlogs and I get messages from them and they know hardly anything about sheep and they want to learn, and that's fantastic. That's great to hear. And look, there's far better, more competent sheep farmers than me out there. They're more articulate too, you know, like there's better YouTube channels with sheep than me. But if someone is watching me and they're taking their valuable time to have a look at me, then I'll do the best I can in terms of entertainment and education. Right, I'm going to head out across Sligo town and have a look at some of the rest of our places. Here at the next place now, where the crossbreeds are. These have been lambing for about, what's a good 2 weeks at this stage. We'll see what's going on here. Nah. Oh man. Oh. Big swollen head on him. Great jaw too. I'm so close to her and she's hardly even moving away. Just gonna leave her at it now, let her lick him. She done well. She done well to get him out. Lammed him into a hole there. He was hardly even able to turn up and get around. I'm just dumbfounded at that. The case here yesterday didn't make YouTube, but it was another lamb that was massive like that. But I'd say the lamb was dead and the O actually died just last night too. The lamb was already dead inside her because he was smelling like, and she had an awful hard lamb to get him out, but he was already gassed up and swollen up, and so I'd say the lamb was already dead in her, and he got her out, but she got her out for an awful struggle, and he got an infection from it. Probably kind of got blood poisoning. It's very handy, it can happen. But yeah, your lamb all gone. So it's nice to see this morning. It's a bit of a better case. She got him out anyway. Can be a problem with single lambs, like particularly like these sheep aren't even getting fed or anything, like, but just coming back up past her now. It's a nice day today, luckily, and he seems to be out and jolly enough, so I think I'll leave him at it. That swelling actually goes down quick enough, like maybe I'll send someone out here at lunchtime just to make sure he got up and he worked, like, but and my sister Joanne will be checking these later on. But when he's lambing in the morning and he looks like he's making a go to get up there, she seems to have a good bag of milk under her too. We'll chance him. Pretty fresh one too. It's pretty dirty, that fella. I don't have any iodine with me. When you're outdoor lambing, like, you don't really, best case scenario, you don't handle them, so you don't spray them with iodine or anything like that. But one issue, and just where she lambed there, like it's the natural instinct for a sheep to head for the ditch, head to somewhere where there's cover. Could be in under trees, could be in bushes or whatever, but often that can be kind of clay ground, and then the lamb's navel can get dirty and potentially get infected. So you have what's called joint ill, which will kill lambs if it's not treated, and they completely stiffen up and they can't move hardly. If I'm here later on, if Joanne is, maybe give them a spray of iodine. A few of them starting to get lame too, I noticed, but not really a whole pile you can do, because you'd have to run them in a bunch to get that job done, as in run them through the foot bath and pair a few ones that are bad. But like, there's still sheep here that are heavy on lamb. There's sheep with young lambs that could be mismothered. Like, you just have to, there's nothing you can really do. You just have to get them all lambed out, give them their couple of weeks, and then when you're tailing, then most of them are pretty good apart from that. Probably lucky it's another good day. Like, it rained a bit this morning, but seems to be turning out lovely again. Waiting patiently. No rush, Casey. We've got all day. You can't bring her out with the sheep, but you need her in case you need to catch a sheep, so it's just the joys of it. You're there on standby, aren't you? Great little trailer this. Dad bought it a couple of years ago. Shout out to David Connors. I want to say it was about €900 at the time, but it's probably more now with the price of steel and everything. But wicked handy for lamb, like quad, put it on the quad, put it on the Jeep, just put a yaw and 2 lambs into it, or a couple of yaws or something. Mighty, like, fierce handy. Good old shock here. Oh, oh. Bird's eye view. One over here on her own. You know what that sometimes means, 90% of the time. That she's thinking about lambing, or she's lambed already and I can't see the lamb. We'll see. Correction, she's not on her own. Still has that look about her like she's going to lamb soon, but like she's a little bit tense looking or something here. She's just now. She could be tense just because I'm here. Hard to know. I've been brought up with sheep, but I'm still only learning, because there's just like studying it, like figuring out what's wrong with a sheep. Like, you're like a detective at times, especially during the lambing time. Like, there is your common problems, like if the reed is out, you don't have to be no expert to know that that's happening. If a lamb is hanging out of a sheep, then she'd need assistance. But like, there's other things too, like if she's sick, what is she sick with? You know, is the lamb dead inside? Or like, there's a myriad of problems, and some of them are way less obvious than others. So that's where, more than likely, over the course of your career, you learn painful lessons, and then you remember it. I suppose that's the advantage that Dad has. It's just a lifetime in sheep, and there's just not a lot that's happened that he hasn't seen before. We small lamb, I was sure it was dead. Like, I was absolutely sure. A little small lamb in a wee bundle. One thing's for sure, a small live one's better than a big dead one. Come into something someday. I'd say that one's pretty fresh too, since yesterday, because there was only 2 lambs in this field, and they were like black horned lambs, like not like that fella's kind of whitey in the legs, and it's just not just some people in Mayo mightn't fully approve of a lamb like that. You wouldn't have enough black in him for them, but you know, it'd be as good as any. As good as any. There's something in the bushes. Gone like a fart in the wind. Hope she didn't leave any lamb after. Oh, a few in here. They were the first two lambs. Like, they're an example now of real black Mayo newborn lambs. We young sheep, they're doing alright. They're lambing away. Meh. Meh. That's the job. 3 lambs here in the last 24 hours. Wee horned lambs. Pushing them out, not a bother. Great job. Makes my job easy. Right, I'm gonna go back for breakfast and we'll go to Glenif later. So see you then. What is up? So we're here in Glenif, going to check these sheep, and hello Casey, how are you? You're staying there now unless I need to get a sheep. Unless I need to catch a sheep. Casey's not, I don't think Casey's enjoying this time of year. She's getting out in the Jeep plenty, but she's not getting much work. And she's sitting here going absolutely nuts because she's not getting any work or any gathering. An interesting thing that I've noticed about these buckets, Crystal Lakes buckets, Dad's noticed it, and since he said it, I've definitely noticed it. They don't eat through them as much in good weather. Not sure why. Maybe another thing is when they get to this time of year, they take less of them, we find as well. February, March, they are severe on them. They'll eat away on them, we find on the mountain here. But often when the weather can be kind of cold that time and wet and miserable, they'll really eat away at the buckets then. But they're less severe on them now. Like, these buckets were up with them for a week here and they ate into the other one more, but this one, as you see here, just about to leave it down. Wrong. So in a week, didn't really eat through that much. It's good to have them here anyway though, because I mean, look, this is what they're lambing on. Just heather really, and wild grasses. And they're lambing away here. So that, along with some buckets just for a bit of energy for whichever sheep like them, should do them hopefully. Should do them. These lambing vlogs are a bit different from the normal lambing vlogs you'd see from other sheep farmers on YouTube. You just see rows of pens in a shed. It's mostly going to involve me driving around and walking. Doing a lot of driving, a lot of walking. But sure, it's something different anyway. I hope they're middling entertaining. I'll try and make them as good as I can. And if there's any kind of things that happen that are out of the ordinary or stuff, I'll try and get them on film throughout the month of April. But yeah, hill farming, it's a wee bit different, this is what we're up to, so we'll crack on with it. Sorry, like 20 minutes went by there and I should have been filming some of it. I was just looking at the sheep and thinking. Then I was like, wake up boy, you're a YouTuber now. Fun fact, that is becoming what's called an oxbow lake, I think. It's not there yet, but you can see the loop, and what happens is the river turns the corner there and it eats into the bank, but it leaves deposits on the inside, and it eats these deposits on the outside. Inside, outside. Leaves deposits on the outside and eats the inside, and it keeps going and going and going, and eventually, probably when I'm in a nursing home, it'll have gotten through that, and then it'll basically, the river will push through and it'll basically leave deposits here that it'll cut that off, and then the river will go straight through and you'll be left with what's called an oxbow lake, which is basically like a horseshoe lake, and the water will just be stagnant there. Yeah, fun fact of the day. I remember that for geography. It's like 10 years ago in school. Yeah, guarantee I didn't remember it on the test day, but I remember it now when I don't need it. One of the first lambs over there. Nice one. It's Cammy Wilson. It's a Browie Chiefit. Some valley here. I can hear Casey barking in the distance. She's not a bit happy to be left by. So you couldn't bring her through here because like it would upset the sheep a lot more, and then they'd be running this way and that way, and they'd end up bringing lambs into the river, which would not be ideal. Easy lambing could be near the most important thing here, because like these sheep are going to be checked once a day at most. Like I'm going to miss days this April, more than likely. I'll try not to, but if there's too much going on at home, then they'll just be missing. We've got other sheep spread out all around the place, and then some places have to be checked twice a day. So like these sheep, you know, you'll be able to catch a couple if you see them, if there's problems, but by and large they'll be doing it themselves. So it's important that they're not too big, that they can just spit out a live lamb like relatively easily, and just the survival rate, like that's important, more so than birth weight, because as I said earlier on in the vlog, like a small live one is far better than a big dead one. By the way, worth mentioning, if you like the merch that I'm wearing, jacket here, this is printed. I have these embroidered now because I had a bit of a problem printing them. Now that's 100%, it's been there for, it's a couple months old, it's got a few washes, but I've got these jackets embroidered, and that's a maroon hoodie. Got a good few other colours too: bottle green, charcoal, military green, black, maroon, navy, all them ones. We have a full merch store if you haven't seen. The link is in the description, www.unit.com. A few different designs on there. Summer launch coming in the next month or so. I'm gonna go home and probably have dinner and do a bit of editing. Thanks for watching. Until the next time.